You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 157 of the show. Starting to stack up, get a lot of them out there. Episode 157 of the show. This was an influences episode, and I have my friend, Mr. Sean Kendrick, with me. How are you, man?
Hey, welcome to my influences, guys.
These have been fun. I've really enjoyed when you and I have sat down and talked about different stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing I like more than putting my influences in you.
Anything and all in me, I get it. I totally understand. We'll explain to the kids at home what we're doing, but first I just want to start out by thanking our friends on Patreon. Patreon is a place where you can go and pledge some money every month to help promote an effort that you appreciate. And we are one of those efforts. We are listed on Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/markofthemaker, or you can go to our website, markofthemaker.com, and there's a button that takes you to Patreon. This is a way where you can pledge $1, $2, $5, whatever, each month and help support the show and keep us moving. There's a lot of equipment that moves around. We end up replacing equipment. Sometimes we upgrade equipment. And there's a whole bunch of overhead to get this thing published and staying out there for you to be able to listen to. So Patreon's a great way for listeners to support the show. And for sure, listeners are our primary source of support on Mark of the Maker. So big high five to everybody who does support us today on Patreon. If you don't, and it's something you would consider, please definitely go check it out. We would greatly appreciate it. And as Sean always does a great job of reminding people, that you can also just go on to iTunes or whatever place you get your podcasts from and rate and review the show. That helps us as well, just to keep the word out there and help people find us. We get new listeners all the time. It's not uncommon for me to get an email or a note from somebody who says, "Hey, I just found your show. Well, I really like it. I find it fascinating." And boom, they got a huge back catalog to be able to go back and listen to. And we really think that's fun. So thanks everybody for your support.
Thanks, folks. Much appreciated. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to our friends at Giant Mouse Knives. And you know, whenever I do the Giant Mouse ad read, I always like to just pick out a specific knife. And man, they have such a solid lineup. It's getting harder and harder. And I'm like, if there's nothing brand new that just dropped, what am I going to pick? Because there's so much good stuff. You know, awesome problem to have. And man, actually this time I think I'm going back and doubling down on a pick, but I like this knife so much, unashamedly going to do it. And it's their Ace Bleecker in green canvas. And man, just a great looking, slim, fairly gentlemanly carry knife. Definitely. I can't say enough about it. Nice little bit of upsweep on the blade. That upswept tip, always a crowd pleaser.
Yep.
Really well thought out handle ergos down to the little dimple to help guide your thumb into the thumb opening slot. Just everything about it's well thought out. Very nicely done knife. Very aesthetically pleasing. And man, got like a 3¼ inch blade.
Yeah.
Let's see, overall of under 7.5, 1.9 ounces. Shit. Carry it all day, not even know it's there.
Exactly. Bleecker, I'm a fan.
I am too.
Big fan.
We played with them at your house, and just really the pictures don't do it justice.
Right.
Just a really, really snazzy looking knife, and lightweight, slim, just a great carry piece.
The Bleecker.
And that's the Ace Bleecker, guys. Got to restate. Super nice knife.
So if you go to giantmouse.com, you can find under the Ace line, if you pull the Ace knives up, it's listed in there. And it's spelled Bleecker. I do believe like Bleecker Street in New York City. Yes, fantastic. I'm a huge fan of the Bleecker as well. It's one of those knives that, like, when you look at it in a picture, it's like, is this a big knife or a small knife? It's quite compact.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at its shape and an overall length of under 7.5 inches, it's kind of maybe tiny is an overstatement, Sean, but it's very slim in the pocket. It's a knife that completely disappears in your pocket.
It rides narrow.
Yes. All right.
And man, the green canvas on it, it's just like that knife was made to have green canvas.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a liner lock. So that, like you said, helps it be lightweight, and it's a cool little knife. I have a carbon one that I absolutely love, and it's a frame lock, but the green canvas with the liner is pretty dang sweet.
Oh, yeah. Now that carbon one you have is tits. Super nice. But like that was a limited run, wasn't it?
I think so. I'm not sure if they still have those.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Let's see here. Bleecker. No, they show them listed. The all tie is the one that sold out.
Okay.
But the carbon show side with tie frame lock side, they still have those. Oh, fewer than 3 in stock. Well, maybe by the time this goes to air, they might not. But as of this very moment, they do have a few on hand.
You could potentially snag one if you're quick enough.
Absolutely. All right. And then last one we need to shout out is our friends from Arizona Custom Knives. I'm sending Sean a link right here. We do the same at Arizona. We pick out something to talk about. You can find the folks at Arizona at ArizonaCustomKnives.com. They are definitely friends of the show. They've been very generous with us and long-running support. Hosted me here a little while ago for a very, very entertaining visit to their facility. Man, they have some cool stuff. New things listed all the time, like 17,000 knives on the website. The one I sent Sean is a sub-hilt fighter. Surprise, surprise. Knowing my love for sub-hilts, called the Maximus. This thing is a monster. 11-inch blade, 16.5 overall, 33 ounces, 291 blade stock, Sean.
Oof.
It's a chunky boy.
That it is.
And check it out. That entire thing, including the fuller, is all satined out.
Yeah. There's a ton of work into that.
Even the sub-hilt, all of it. Integral guard. It's just super, super cool knife. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. And ironwood handles, which I think all of us on the show are big ironwood guys, right?
Dude, I'm not a wood guy generally, but ironwood does tickle my fancy.
Yes, it's a winner. So if you want to check out this Lurkin sub-hilt, go to ArizonaCustomKnives.com, do a quick search. Oh, if you want to get free shipping, use discount code Mark of the Maker ! And you'll get free shipping. So go check them out. We appreciate the guys from Arizona. Super nice. All right. So we're going to do an influences thing. We've done these before. Sean and I have a great time doing them. And Sean's going to talk about what was definitely an influence on him. And I think something that our listeners will really dig anyway, if people who are not familiar or maybe haven't looked at this in a whole bunch of years. But why don't you explain what we're going to talk about, Sean?
All right. We're going to talk about a specific comic book called The Punisher Armory. Now, I'm a big Punisher fan. I have been since I first got the original Punisher miniseries when I was a kid, the Punisher Circle of Blood miniseries. And I was hooked and have been a Punisher guy ever since. And now the Punisher Armory was a 10-issue limited series. They did an issue about every 6 months. And it was just talking about the Punisher's gear and training and weapons and all the stuff that the Punisher needed to be the Punisher. And really well done from a technical drawing standpoint. The guy who was doing it, he did all of the writing and all of the art to go with it. And you could tell he was a gun guy. Like at the point in time when number 1 came out, it was 1990. And he was talking about stuff in it that was kind of cutting edge in the gun culture and gun world at the time. And it was a little bit of my window into that world at that point in time when I was like 15 years old. And one of the things that is mentioned in probably about half the episodes, there's a page, sometimes 2 pages of knife-related stuff. And those had a big influence on me. And looking back on it, I was reading stuff. There's one I'm going to highlight. And I was reading about makers that it was just a name in a comic at the time. But now at this point in my life, the name really means something. And I'm like, oh, wow, I was reading about that back then and didn't even realize it. So looking back on it, I've really enjoyed looking back on that. And the thing is, I've still got the original 10 comic books from when I was a kid. Like, that's how much I like those. I've held on to them this long.
Yeah, that's real cool.
They're trying to fall apart, but...
So the writer and artist is a guy named Elliot Brown.
Yeah, and he did a lot of, like, Marvel technical drawing stuff. There was a limited series that Marvel did called the Marvel Handbook of the Marvel Universe or something, Handbook of the Marvel Universe. And in the final issue, it was the Marvel Handbook of the Marvel Universe. What was it? Weapons, equipment, and paraphernalia.
Huh.
And he did all kinds of these really cool mechanical exploded drawings and tried to give these plausible explanations for how some of the tech works.
Very cool.
And he brought that thing to the Punisher Armory with real world guns and technology. And I just enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm going to sound surprised by a bunch of this because I was never really a comic book guy, but the stuff that Sean's going to go through is absolutely fascinating. Very, very well done.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can search Elliot R. Brown, and he's got a website, and there's all kinds of cool stuff on it. Like pictures of him going to the gun range when he was just starting to learn about firearms, and black and white penciled line drawings from the Punisher Armory in a couple instances, and just all kinds of cool stuff. There's actually a really good interview on YouTube. It's like a 2-hour-plus interview with a comic collector interviewing him specifically about the Punisher Armory stuff.
Really?
And he's still passionate about it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. He starts talking about race guns.
Yeah.
Like what race guns were in 1990.
Yeah, right.
I know you know what I'm talking about there.
Yep. I do.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, Elliot R. Brown. Really seemed like a pretty cool, down-to-earth, interesting dude.
Yeah. Elliot spelled with one L, right? E-L-I-O-T, at least on this website that I'm looking at. Hopefully they didn't spell it wrong. Very cool.
Yeah, and the actual inside cover of issue 1 is E-L-I-O-T.
Yeah.
Shit,
Awesome.
he even did the colors and stuff in this.
I see that, yeah. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, like, this was a real love letter.
Right. Writer,
him.
artist, color, ink, all of it.
Yeah.
That's real cool. All right, so you're going to take some selections from this series, right? Like you said, this is a spin-off thing from the main Punisher Marvel line of stuff, right? And there's 10 issues. Which specific ones do you want to start with, Sean?
Man, we are going to talk about 2 very specific pages. And our first page we're going to discuss is in issue number 1. And then the page we'll discuss after that, we're going to skip all the way ahead to issue number 7. Now, there were certainly issues that featured edged weapons in between there, but for our purposes, these are the 2 most significant.
All right.
So here's what I'll do. And I'll go ahead, I will read all of the captioning, and then I'll give a quick description of the picture, and we will discuss.
Yeah,
sound good?
It does. And for folks that are listening, this is a really good time to go to the Facebook group. Sean's been awesome about being one of us that shares our stuff from our picks episode in the group. And so this one, Sean's going to share some images. So check out the Facebook group and you can see some of what he's talking about and follow along a little bit. And like you said, really very, very cool drawings and stuff. So I'll let you go, but people should go to the Facebook group and they can follow along.
Yeah, now I'm going to try to have it to where if you just search episode 157, episode space 157, you should be able to find the visual companion pretty easy. I'm trying to make this stuff able to be hunted down. So
yeah,
how well it's working with Facebook being the dog shit it is, I don't know. But hope springs eternal, does it not?
Yes, it's worth a shot. We'll try it.
My intentions were good.
That's right. Yep.
All right. So without further ado, let me just read all the captioning for this. This can be a tiring business sometimes. The details can be monumental. It's a good thing I like scut work or I'd crack. Maintaining operational level appropriate weapons groups is just plain time consuming. Knives have always been an incidental interest to me. They can be useful and yet you hardly think to carry them. Training with them is intricate and intensive. Live steel works best. It makes you pay attention. Of course, my old Gerber, K-Bar, and M7 saved my life several times each, but one mustn't blind oneself to advancing technology. These are all duplicates of knives that I carry. Training with dupes saves wear and tear on the prime blades. Left to right in the top row, Gerber Mark II, 20th anniversary reproduction. SOG's Tech 7-inch blade. Kershaw's military boot knife. I carry this at all times. SOG's Sear folding knife, Special Operations Group Survival Evasion Resistance Escape knife, AMK's Quicksilver with some cool looks, Spyderco's Hunter, another carrying knife. This one's good to use in front of people. It looks like a utility knife. And B&D Trading's Fazendero, a new design though old to the mountains of Brazil. Second row, the Devil's Dart, which comes with a sleeve holster and requires more practice to throw. Chris Reeves Sable 3, the only hollow handle I will carry. Naturally, one must train with a survival packet in the handle. And Kershaw's Diver's Knife. The bottom row, Muller's Viper, the only throwing knife per se that's worth carrying in combat. And the big mother is Becker Knife's Mac Axe, which can be thrown but is more useful for survival camping. It's quite a pile of cutlery, but it's time well spent, and I find it relaxing too. All right, so what we're looking at in the poster, or in the picture here, there's kind of a bench in the background and some targets and boxes, but in the foreground, where our focus is supposed to be, is a knife roll, and it's rolled out, and all the knives are laying out for presentation purposes. And just looking back on it, like the SOG Tech, man, that's a cool old knife. That is a really cool old knife. And I mean, a Gerber Mark II, specifically the 20th anniversary repro. I mean, way to get super fucking specific on which variant it was. I mean,
yes,
I'm about that. I'm there for it.
Yeah.
And then it makes you think about the Kershaw military boot knife, which is a classy, sleek looking, just fixed blade.
Yep.
And now the main thing is the Devil's Dart, which that's a Pat Crawford handmade kind of spike sort of thing.
Yeah.
I remember when you used to see those, he advertised those everywhere.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think do you think, it sounds from your description that we talked about that he was definitely an enthusiast of all this kind of stuff. So these were things that he was obviously personally well aware of. You wonder how much of this is tied into stuff of the day, right? Like magazines and, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
All that stuff, yeah.
He's definitely got his eyes on the newest guns and ammo and shooting times, shotgun news,
yeah, right, exactly.
Back when everything was hard copy. And
yep. Yeah.
I mean, on the opposite page from these knives is Barrett M82A1, and there's a little thing him talking about how he would like to shorten down the barrel so he can put it broken down into a Roland piano case. Not a piano. What's it? A synthesizer.
Oh, yeah.
Keyboard. A Roland
case.
keyboard case.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's talking about how hard it is to suppress one and some of the stuff you need to do to suppress a 50 cal in fucking 1990.
Right. Yeah. Really, really, really cool. This is the nice part about this is that there's stuff that we've obviously talked about on the show before, right? Like a bunch of these are pieces that, Gerber Mark II, how do you have a knife podcast and not talk about that knife? But
yeah, definitely.
But just, I don't know, it's a little love letter thing, right? to the knife stuff of the time. And I think that's awesome. It's a really cool time capsule.
It really is. It's just a shot of what the cool kids were carrying at the time.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And great picks, like you said.
I'm trying to find this B&D Fazendero.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. This is so niche that I'm getting old Blade Forums posts on it, but I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no pictures.
Wow.
Nothing in a Google image search. Oh, the search has only begun, my friend. When I've got more time and I don't have people listening to me, we're going to deep dive this. I'm going to see what I can fucking find.
Yeah.
Because in the picture, it's a kind of a cool looking sort of sheep's foot blade knife.
Yes.
With a bell on the back end and maybe a bolster.
Yeah, it looks like a serpentine kind of handler. I don't even know what to call that. Like it's got a little shape to it. Which, if it's what they're describing, right, and it's a throwback South American thing, that would make sense.
Yeah, totally.
Chris Reeves Sable 3. That's a super, super fun piece, man.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome picks. The Mac Axe is like, I don't know, kind of like part bolo, part, I don't know. This has a very ethnic feel to it, right? This is like very Filipino shaped. I don't know. That's what it screams to me when I look at it. With that funky nose. Yeah,
definitely, man. B&D knives, also often associated with B&D artisan knives in Colorado, produce handmade items, including those made from old files with deer antler handles, brass guards, and hand-stitched leather sheaths.
Huh. I wonder if it's the same thing. B&D Trading. Yeah, let's see what we can find. Interesting. B&D Trading. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of places called B&D Trading. That's funny.
Yeah.
Everything from Game Store to It looks like organic commodities.
All right. There's B&D knives handcrafted in America, but
Yeah.
there's no way, fucking way that it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to think this is something from the day that maybe doesn't even exist anymore that was basically importing stuff. That's what it sure sounds like. So, yeah.
Dude, I don't know what kind of shit I just clicked on, but it's supposed to be an Old Soldier of Fortune magazine page.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully my computer isn't going to fucking catch on fire.
Yes, exactly.
This, no pictures. Damn it. Anyway, I'm wasting everybody's time with this bullshit. I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, check out the Facebook group. Have a look at this. If you've heard of the B&D trading company, Fazendero,
Yeah.
let me know. If you own one, snap a picture. Let me see the motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, that would be real cool. And this is all stuff from, it looks like page 7 of issue 1 of the Punisher Armory. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys get curious, this is really a cheap series to pick up. I think it might not be more than like $1.50, $2 an issue. I don't. It was always kind of a flanker title to the standard Punisher titles.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
But I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, there's a pretty good chance you would enjoy it.
Chances are you like the weird stuff if you got 157 episodes in.
Yeah. Issue 1 actually has another knife in it. It's a little spring-loaded knife that I remember when they came out, but we won't go too deep in the weeds on that because that's a whole other thing with this knife manufacturer out of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I sent you the pictures. You can see the spring-loaded knife. It basically looks like a tube.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. That's real cool.
Yeah. They were supposed to have a pretty stiff spring back in the day. Like you had to put the cap on the one end.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you were supposed to use your hip and put the cap on the blade and then use your hip against a wall to load the spring and get it to latch.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I don't remember that. I definitely was not aware of it. Yeah, the picture's funny because there's like one sticking out of the printer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little misfire.
Oh, too funny.
All right. So that's from issue 1. Now, like I said, in between issues, there are a few different mentions of different edged weapons and training scenarios and stuff. Either the issue before, the issue I'm getting ready to talk about, or the one after, there's another really brief mention of a Pat Crawford dagger in a custom carry rig with a gun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Crawford gets some love.
Yeah,
but at that point in time, dude, Pat Crawford was cranking out some fucking knives.
I was going to say, that was right on the money for Crawford stuff, right?
Yeah, dude, he was putting in work.
Yeah.
So next we'll talk about a specific page in issue 7, and they had quit numbering the pages by then, so I can't give you a page number. I mean, that's what kind of cash in this was.
They didn't even bother with page numbers.
Yeah, and thank goodness Elliot R. Brown actually gave a huge fuck about it and cranked out these little pieces of gold, man.
Yeah.
But on this page, I'll go ahead, we'll do it like we did last time. I'll read all of the text, and then we'll discuss what the art looks like.
Sounds good.
Every once in a while, I run into this odd fellow who sells knives out of a suitcase. How he makes a living at this is beyond me, but then how I make a living is often beyond me, so there it is. But I see him just the other day, and he says he's got just what I'm looking for. Of course, aside from security, I hardly know what I'm looking for beyond the next job, but that doesn't stop me from checking out his wares. He may be odd, but his taste in knives is top-notch. My tastes run to combat-oriented edged weapons. He had a suitcase full of them. I walked away with the pick of the litter. Upper left is an Ikuchi 3.5 blade Tonto-style knife made by Bud Neely out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, included in his very special sheath that can be tucked away all over. Sticking dead center with the knuckle grip is a really mean 15-inch long fighting knife made by Dr. Carter, a Texas knife maker who specializes in the stock removal method, which means his knives are made out of one piece of metal. Very tough. The big, squarish sheath right behind it is custom made for it out of Kydex by Sheath Tech. Immediately to the right is a Raid Galasset knife by Ator. The Raid Galasset is some kind of specialized French endurance race, which for all I know is a race through Bordeaux wines. Couldn't be. Galassets are cigarettes. Oh well, it's a tough one-piece, 10.5-inch knife with a partial serration, on the false edge and a neat black leather sheath. Finally, Extreme Right is a modern reproduction by AMK of a secret agent's knife from World War II. The knife is a 3/4 length Fairbairn fighting knife. Nice enough, but the appeal for me is the forearm sheath. You can look like a hard man when you take off your jacket during late-night bargaining sessions. The justification of most of my knives is usually that, flashy looks. It helps if looks are deceiving.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, big name drops there.
Heck yeah.
Fred Carter, Bud Neely,
Right.
AMK, which AMK was name dropped in the last one, too.
Yeah.
We're remiss in mentioning that.
Right. No, these are awesome.
But the way it's laid out on the art, in the upper corner, you have the Ikuchi and its sheath, and it's kind of like been stuck in a table. All of these have been stuck in a table of some sort. The big Dr. Fred Carter knife is a big old integral knuckle knife piece, big old trencher with an exposed skull cracker, straight up 90s, trench piece. Looks great. And to be honest with you, it would still look great on a table at a show today.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the Ador knife, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that fucking name. The Ador knife, I remember when these came out, and I always thought it was weird that you had the swedge with serrations on it, and that's the only place there were any fucking serrations, and they were pretty fine-toothed serrations at that.
Huh. Yeah, it's hard to tell from the picture. Yeah. Yeah,
that was Ador. They always had their own fucking way of doing things, but, they're Spaniards. I mean, you got cultural impact there.
Yeah, marching to the beat of their own drummer.
Shit. Yep. Which, now, if you want to search it, the way you spell the name is Raid, R-A-I-D, and then G-A-U-L-O-I-S-E-S.
Yep.
And how the fuck you pronounce it, I got no clue.
Yeah.
And then that AMK 3/4 size Fairbairn Sykes.
Right.
I would really like to have one of those.
Oh, yeah. 3/4 sounds super sneaky.
Yeah, for real.
Because it's a pretty sneaky knife in the first place, right? Being so slim. But yeah, 3/4 sizes. That's fun.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those times when less is more. And from what I'm seeing, and his drawings are pretty accurate. The forearm sheath looks pretty neat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that explains the 3/4 part, I guess, too, right? The fact that you're trying to stash it away in a sneaky spot on your person.
And now I remember when I first really got into handmade knives and started learning who makers were, and these names started clicking in my head, like, where have I heard this before?
Yeah.
And I eventually reread these comics and that's where I fucking heard these names before.
Yep.
So that, everything moving kind of circular there.
Absolutely. It seems like I've seen a knuckle knife like this. I don't know if it was a Fred Carter piece, but like you said, this is sort of style of the day, right? This was very period money kind of thing. That was
tactical du jour.
Yeah.
Which I may have seen, he may have done several of those.
Yeah.
But I know I've seen a Fred Carter that looks very similar to that.
15-inch.
Yeah. And back then, it was probably done in thick stock, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's even drawn in fairly thick stock in the in the illustration, right? That's a lot of steel. Awesome. These are all great. All super time capsule sort of pieces. So that sort of leg strap sheath, that's what the Fred Carter goes in, probably? Am I getting it backwards?
The Fred Carter one is at the main bottom.
Okay.
Just the kind of rectangular looking guy. Because that would have been early Kydex work.
Yeah. Right.
Like he name dropping Sheath Tech before the fucking Tech Lock was even a thing.
Right.
And then before they were even Blade Tech.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sheath Tech became Blade Tech.
Okay.
Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong and I'll openly admit it, but dude, you had one company that was innovating in Kydex and then another comes along and I'm still in the name. That shit's happened before. But.
Right. That's real cool. It must be that the Raid is the one that goes in, 10.5-inch knife. That makes sense with the big sheath.
Yep.
Very cool. Awesome, man.
Yeah, the Raid looks like it's got some kind of over-the-top keeper would that fully encapsulate the handle?
Oh, that's what that is. That's the forearm sheath for the Raid.
No, the forearm sheath is for the...
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Fairbairn Sykes.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, it does look like it comes over the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got to find this now. It's got to be out there. I mean, Ador made a lot of fucking knives.
Yeah. Very interesting. Fred Carter knuckle knife. Let's see. I'll search for that one. Knuckle knife. Yeah, I'm sure we can dig some stuff up. Oh, right. This is what I'm thinking of, are the very swoopy trench knife. We saw this on Knife Purveyor before on Donato's site. There's a real cool Fred Carter. Almost like a D-guard knife kind of thing.
All right, I found that Ator.
Oh, did you?
It's on Arizona.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it fully encapsulates it. I'm going to send you a link.
Okay.
Look at this fucking sheath.
Let's see. No, I'm not surprised that you found it in Arizona. That's funny.
Yeah, right. And I know the one you're talking about on Knife Purveyor.
Yeah, we pointed at it on an episode before.
Yeah, and it looks like more like the World War One-ish and D-guard-ish.
That one does, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, man, he nailed the illustration too, didn't he? On the one in Arizona, this raid knife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, like, photorealistic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's wild. I wonder why. You think it's covered up in the back because that skull crusher sticking out so you don't jab yourself in the side?
Dude, that's the absolute most logical.
Yeah.
And now, if you look, man, look in the picture. Look at how fine those fucking serrations are on that swedge.
Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a really pleasantly shaped knife.
Yeah. It's almost like serrated like a steak knife.
Yeah.
It's not serrated like a typical tactical knife that you'd think of, right?
It's not the 3-point and a scallop.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Huh. No wonder it's hard to see in the illustration. It just looks like a fat line in the illustration almost, right? At least in the picture that you had of the illustration.
Mm-hmm.
But it explains it, right? When you see that it's actually this real fine serrated steak knife. Not even a serrated steak knife. I don't know what you even call that. A micro serration or something.
Yeah, dude, it would be like I don't know, a knife your mama picked up at the fucking swap meet.
Exactly. You never have to sharpen it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to denigrate the serrations. I'm just trying to give context.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, no surprise that you're able to find it, I guess. But look at that.
Dude, do me a favor. Go ahead and just click on the general Ator listing. And look at some of the stuff they put out in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that Jungle King knife for sure before.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, yeah. Well, look at the Cuchillo de Monte.
Yeah.
That's getting fucking kind of fantasy adjacent in my opinion.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Ator Jungle King, man. The Jungle King one, their take on the fucking hollow handle survival knife with saw teeth and everything.
Yep. Yeah, that's one that makes me wish Birch was here because he would be like, oh.
Yes, he would.
He would be all about that. That's real cool. Man, the Jungle King, a couple of these they did not play around with. There's no micro serrations going on. That's like a full-on sawback on the Cuchillo.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Man, I have fond recollections of the Ator line from when I was younger.
Yeah.
And for our listeners, if you're not aware of the brand, it's Aitor, and they're a Spanish brand that's been around for, as long as I can remember.
Yeah. Real cool. So the Jungle King is like their riff on a
Lyle.
On a Lyle, yeah, right. Very interesting. Does the butt cap come off on that Cuchillo as well? Or is it's just production fit or of an old rubber handle, I guess, it looked like there was a gap there, like maybe it comes off, but I guess not.
Yeah, dude, I think you're just looking at a generous tolerance.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that's a mild steel butt cap.
Yep. Yeah, that thing's pretty trippy.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Wow. Wayback Machine stuff.
Definitely. I hope some of you that are listening to this get as big a kick out of it as I get out of it talking about it and seeing the old school stuff.
Yeah.
We'll trip down memory lane.
You know who would love this conversation is our man, Jade Marsh.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
He'd be
This would be
all
hitting
about
on
this.
all cylinders for him. He'd be filling us in on some shit.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Super fun. Well, very cool, man. Yeah, that would be, now you're making me want to go buy some old-ass comics. I'm not even a comic book guy.
Man, Shade got into comics, and I have read more comics this year than any other kind of literature.
Yeah.
I've read 2 Warhammer novels, and everything else I've read have been like full comic runs.
Yeah. So what's in the rest of these issues, Sean? Is it mostly gun stuff?
Dude, guns, tech, training. There's a couple where that talks about the physical fitness regimen.
Really?
Yeah, just all the ancillary shit that it takes to be the Punisher.
Wow. That's real cool.
And from somebody who was taking it very seriously.
Right.
It was like if we had talent to do this thing and did it ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Very interesting. We talked about a little, you made mention of this before once or twice, I think, in previous episodes.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big influence on me.
Yeah. Really, really cool.
But now, I want to properly share it with everyone.
Yep.
And in the same issue with the Fred Carter knife, there's a tactical entry knife by a maker named Rick Hill out of Illinois that they mention. And specifically, it's a big write-up just on this one specific knife. And it was kind of a chisel-tipped tool knife from back in the day.
Yeah.
You remember when those were a thing?
Yep.
The blunt nose, and then it was ground so you could chisel and get under stuff and pry.
Yep. Check that out.
He puts, though pricey, it is worth every penny. Custom made, it starts out at about a 1/4 inch thick and 9 inches long with a 4-inch blade.
Yeah. Huh. The tip is flat and it is a good screwdriver. We never advise that. But I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's real cool. And in the picture, he's got it propping a door open or something? Is that what's going on?
Using it to hold a door open.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like you said, really cool tip of the hat to some old school guys. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you're of a certain age, this will be a walk down memory lane for you.
Yeah. Cold Steel. You can't have this conversation without Cold Steel.
Nope.
Wow. That's from another page too, right? The Cold Steel mention?
That was from issue 9. And that was the only knife mention in that one.
Check that out. This one stuck through that light sheet of galvanized zinc. It's a military rescue knife.
One of the things it talks about, and this blew my mind when I was reading it as a kid, it actually talks about the free hanging rope cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and how he's resharpening all of his knives so that they can do a free hanging rope cut.
Oh, wow.
Because, according to him, he had it done to him when he didn't think it was possible.
That's awesome. Almost like cutting comp kind of stuff.
Dude, it's early cutting comp stuff, definitely. And they're getting it from the Cold Steel video.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Cutting the 1-inch manila rope.
Yep. Yeah. Very, very cool. You'd sent a picture earlier today about a Bianchi.
Oh, that was the Pat Crawford thing. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me bring it up and we'll touch on that. Because it was Bianchi, name drops Galco in it.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
It's in the stuff you sent earlier today to our group.
Yeah, I had to go to the podcast chat. That's what I get for trying to be courteous to these other assholes who didn't feel like showing up. All right. So in the picture, it's a pistol and holsters, and one of the holsters has a built-on boot knife sheath. But here's the caption that goes along with it. First on the left, Bianchi's Model 12. Bianchi is maybe the best large commercial leather manufacturer. I like the M12 because of its calf strap, which allows me to hitch a small gun fairly high on my leg. Next is Tad Ribka's Southern Comfort, which does the unusual by additionally carrying a knife. In this case, a masterfully fashioned custom Crawford dagger. Then a Galco thigh holster, which is primarily for women. The long strap grows around your waist, but I like it for burnooses and the unlikely wearing of a kilt. And just not good drawings of some old school gun leather.
Yeah, right. I like it, man.
Man, what's not to like?
Yeah, I wonder how many people at the time saw this as like, I mean, there's probably not too many comic readers of the day that knew a lot about this stuff necessarily.
Yeah,
Is that
definitely.
fair to say? So,
No, that's very fair to say.
but for the people who are in the know, right? This is all like legitimizing kind of content, right? For the series.
Yeah. And dude, who knows how many kids it started down the road?
Right.
Because, man, Punisher Armory was approved by the U.S. Comics Code Authority.
Yeah.
So it could be specifically marketed to kids.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Thankfully it was, because, like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of them. Mine are about to fall apart. The covers are all loose and the staples are pulling through. And
yeah,
I really wouldn't have them no other way. They earned it.
Legit wear and tear. That's the best.
Yep.
Well, awesome, man. Did you have other stuff you wanted to cover in here, or any other suggestions if people like this stuff? What kinds of things they might enjoy, or where they would find more of this sort of thing? I mean, this feels like very specific guy and set of content.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't recommend the Punisher comics enough. Not all of them are good, but when they're good, they're very fucking good.
Yeah.
And if you want real nostalgia, get the Punisher Circle of Blood. You can get it. That's the original miniseries, his first solo stuff. And you can get it pretty cheap in a graphic novel edition. And once again, if you want to feel nostalgia, grab that shit, dude. It is straight up 80s noir.
Yeah.
And a super fun read. Believable? No. Realistic? Even less. Fun? Very much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's a fucking comic book.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the goddamn thing. And there's a lot to be enjoyed if you go in with that mindset. Of the modern Punisher stuff, and Garth Ennis's Punisher stuff, no matter what his take on it is, I enjoy. So you can't go wrong with the Garth Ennis Punisher stuff.
Yeah.
It's just there's one run of comics he did with the Punisher that has some really lighthearted comedy stuff and some sci-fi-ish stuff. He did another run that is some of the darkest fucking comic stuff that has ever been printed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like touching hardcore on human trafficking and
sheesh,
like Chechen human trafficking, not fun stuff.
Right. Ugly shit.
Yeah, but very well done. The bad guys get theirs in the most wonderfully delightful, sadistic way.
Just as they should.
Indeed.
I'm surprised Tom didn't key off on this whole tomahawk throwing page that you sent.
Oh, dude, where he wasn't going to sit in on the episode, he never even looked at it. That's the respect he has for me. None.
Tommy's ears are burning. They're burning right now.
Yeah, but he's not going to listen to this episode, so he'll never fucking know why.
That whole thing of a silhouette target with a bunch of tomahawks thrown into it and a knife and a bunch of shurikens, that is like 90s personified in this kind of scene.
Straight up.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You could take the tape off that silhouette target hanging on the wall and it would still be hanging there. All this shit stuck in it. Super fun. All right, man. Well, thanks for showing this stuff to me. I know we had talked about it before. I don't think I had seen it. So the images are really, really cool. So our listeners will definitely want to get in the Facebook group and check it out because a few of them will be transported immediately in the Wayback Machine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Jade, if you listen to this or you go check these out, hit us with some stories because I know you got some history of some of these specific pieces.
Oh, yeah. The law of averages being what it is.
Yes. It's I'm going to go so far as to almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I'd put $1 on it.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for us, man. So thanks again to our friends on Patreon. Thanks to our pals at Giant Mouse and the guys from Arizona Custom Knives. These influences kind of episodes have been sort of fun, experimental content. I don't know what's the right way to call it, Sean.
It's, I don't know, playing it free and loose.
Free and loose. It's a fun thing, certainly for us to talk about. And I think folks have enjoyed them so far. We've gotten some really nice feedback on some of the previous ones we've done, the Influences series. So if you enjoy it, let us know, and we can continue to try to do more and bring you some fun interludes between our usual stuff with interviews and history and other things. So thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate y'all.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Krein in his Facebook group Krein Knives or on Instagram @Krein Knives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram @BirchtreeBlades. For my own projects, I'm on the web at raygundivision.com or check my personal Instagram @msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or discussion about the show itself, you can always find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram @markofthemaker. Last but not least, credit for the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show. This is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. And as always, thanks for listening.